Cup final. They get an opportunity today. Let's have a look at the team in full. In goal is Will Murdoch. Then across the back four, Sonny El Joffrey and Dan Armour are the centre halves, with Kukonki and Camerton either side. Tyler Fletcher will anchor that midfield, does such a good job in there, of course. In front of him, his twin brother Jack Fletcher, and Morehouse. Out wide, Shay Lacy and Victor Musa, with Chido Obi leading the line. On the bench for the Reds, Halafu Burnhughes, Diego Leon, the Paraguayan, back after missing a few games with injury, Jim Thwaites and Sam Lusali. As for Sunderland, who include 3 players with the surname of Jones, which will no doubt confuse our commentators, but yeah, they are 3 Joneses. 2 of them are brothers, Harrison and Jaden. Harrison, the more senior of the 2 brothers, 21 years old, has played for Sunderland's first team. He captains the side and plays in that 10 position. Another player to watch out for, number 8, Jack Whitaker. He's got an eye for goal from midfield and is well thought of up in the northeast. Other than that, it's a team who will offer us a test, but hopefully we'll have enough to get through this tie. OK, time to hand over your commentators. Taking you through this one, Ben Thornley is alongside Liam Bradford.
I am tremendously offended by Mark Sullivan. It actually makes my life easier having 3 people called the same name. I have to remember 2 names fewer, Ben. I don't know about you, but having 3 people called the same thing means that you've got a higher probability of, when you make a mistake, it not actually being a mistake. Welcome to the Progress with Unity Stadium. Premier League 2 playoffs time, and Manchester United, who have performed brilliantly all season long in this competition, now get the opportunity to go again at 4 single-leg knockout fixtures to determine the winner of the PL2 playoffs, and the first of those ties against the side that finished in 15th place, as Solly mentioned. So first place 16th, second place 15th, etc. in this phase of the comp, and Manchester United will know that a win will mean they are 3 games away from potentially going on and winning these playoffs. Jack Morehouse getting us ready to go. Referee, whenever you're ready. Whistle goes, and Manchester United get us started in the PL2 playoffs against Sunderland, the Black Cats, the visitors. And Manchester United know they are 4 games away from potentially being crowned PL2 playoff champions. Alongside me for this one, Ben Thornley, former Manchester United Academy graduate, and a person that is really handy in these situations because you understand not only the culture of the football club, but you also play professional football. Quite useful, haven't you, here, really? Thanks, Liam. It's lovely to be here. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, it's a lovely day for a game of football, that is for sure, and one that these lads will be relishing after the sort of slight disappointment probably of not managing to pip Chelsea on the very last game when both teams lost. It turns out that a draw even would have been good enough against Newcastle, but they've earned the right to be here, finishing in second, and we'll look forward to this game and hopefully a few more on top of this.
Certainly the case. That is a potential foul on Victor Musa, but not been given, so Obi is going to chase the goalkeeper down, and he's got a chance here of getting there, and eventually Alan just about gets the ball away. Intercepted though by Kukonki. Comes back to Fletcher. Gets it back in the centre of the pitch. Back out to Godwill Kukonki. Musa on the run. Back to Jack Fletcher. Jack Fletcher rolls it across to the captain, Sonny El Joffrey. Lovely evade by Lacy, who tries to poke one in towards Chido Obi, but it carries through to the goalkeeper, Isaac Allen. And Isaac Allen has had an early shot across the bows at just how quick Chido Obi is closing down inside the penalty area.
Yeah, that'll give him food for thought, certainly going forward. If he wants to dither on the ball, Chido Obi will be right on top of him.
Great word.
Dither?
Yeah. Yeah. Very midfield again, this time from the visitors. Early ball into the box, which is dealt with by Armour. Hit on the run by Jaden Jones. but it's way over the top.
Yeah, he kept his eye on that Dan Armour, but because of the bounce, he couldn't really get much on it. He did well to hit it on the full. As it comes out, it just gets hit first time, and it would have been some strike to beat Will Murdoch from there.
Victor Musa in traffic. Almost played off the Sunderland player and had to play for a Manchester United throw-in.
I'm noticing, Liam, that they kept us guessing, the Sunderland side, with their lineup and their numbers.
Certainly did. We got the back four right, though. 2-5-6-3. Not quite sure we got the front line quite right. They've swapped sides, haven't they? The Dinsdale on the right and Scott on the left is actually the other way around.
Yeah, well, I think same for the full-backs as well, because Jensen Jones is wearing number 3. We had him at left-back and he's playing right-back. So we do apologise for that.
I liked it when the numbering conventions were normal.
Yes.
Made our life a bit easier, that's for certain. Kokonki finds a bit of space. Morehouse to Fletcher. Fletcher finds Lacy. Camerson on the underlapping run. Lacy's going to whip one in towards the back post. It's not a terrible ball at all by Shay Lacy. Just in between a couple of Manchester United players.
Not a terrible ball. Just perhaps needed to take a tiny little bit off it, just to give the opportunity to somebody running in to be able to get there. He almost hit it too sweetly, but certainly the direction of it, it's a really good ball.
Goalkeeper comes out, does a bit of gardening with that right boot, and then immediately gives it to somebody else to take the goal kick. Cleared away. Al Joffrey allows that to run all the way through to Murdoch. Bit of a mixture today, as Sully was pointing out. We've got some players that are sort of under 18s in the likes of Dan Armour and Codwell Kokonki, Chido Obi. All of those have played most recently for Manchester United's under 18s. Even when you look at the bench, the likes of Halafu, Bern Hughes, Jimmy Thwaites, Samuel Asale, all technically under 18s qualified. United's under 18s making 9 changes for the game yesterday, and you're starting to see why, aren't you? United having to use that academy where they can. It's a good ball in. Jones going to pull it back. This is dangerous. Hit towards goal, off the line by Sonny Al Joffrey. And the skipper, right place, right time to make a crucial interception.
Yeah, it's a good ball to the back post. He ghosted in. Jensen Jones.
Alex Leonard. Whipped in by Jones, collected by Murdoch.
I'd say it was more of a loop than a whip, I think. Is that overlapping run. Tyler Fletcher stops the first one. Sonny Al Joffrey the second.
I'll stand corrected, it was more of a loop than a whip.
You took your time thinking about it though, didn't you?
I was wondering whether to take to task on it, but I've decided to hold my hands up and admit that I got that one wrong, as this is how to play on the left-hand side. Going to be left alone for Jensen Jones. Camerson. Been a good week for Jayden Camerson. Signed a new deal with United. Got plenty of love too on social media. I saw that from a load of his teammates. It's actually back on the 3rd of April, actually. I've missed it by a week or so, but still, nice. Deserved to. Harrison Jones, the captain, down the left-hand side. Poked through to Whittaker. And Joffrey goes to close down. Back inside to Lightfoot. Jones blocked. Referee has seen the push in the back. Clumsy challenge too on Sonny Al Joffrey.
I'm looking at his studs.
Let's have a look now. Oh, yeah. Might be a little fortunate. Has got the yellow card out. Well, Joffrey is struggling a little bit too.
I'm not surprised.
It was a fierce challenge from Marcus Neal, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go in with your stud showing like that, especially if your opponent is swinging a leg the opposite way, that's how serious injury can happen. And he's very fortunate to not receive a red card for me for that. I don't like saying that, actually, but I thought that was more than just clumsy. I thought that was quite malicious. And Sonny Al Joffrey, I hope he's OK to carry on, because he's very lucky as well, because I think that could have been a lot worse. If his leg had been planted.
Yeah, we're talking about something entirely different, aren't we, if that's the case? Just manipulating that ankle, which is where he's obviously caught the brunt of it.
I mean, I am glad that it's still 11 v 11, but I think he's very fortunate. I honestly do. They're not nice tackles.
Yeah, real time, it looked bad. Actually, when you see it slowed down, it looks worse.
They always do, though, to be fair, but I did see him come through with those studs in real time, and I felt for Sonny Al Joffrey. Looks like he's going to be OK.
Oh, just checking him out still, making sure that there isn't any lasting damage. Early in the game, get a stoppage like this, it just can knock you off your rhythm ever so slightly.
Yeah. I have definitely seen red cards for less.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure Adam Lawrence will be having conversations about what he might have to do if Sonny Al Joffrey isn't able to continue, but I think the skipper looks like he's going to be able to carry on. He's going to test that out on the way off the field. And sore is what that is for Sonny Al Joffrey. Going to be a free kick to get us restarted. Well, Joffrey will have to spend a bit of time off the pitch before he can come back on again, so Will Murdoch is going to send it downfield, give his captain the opportunity to get back onto the pitch. Probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, you don't want to be playing it round at the back with a man less.
Chido-Obi has been penalised for a pull. Leonard, infield to Kindon. Out to the left-hand side, Dinsdale. Slipped through the lines into the penalty area. Dan Armour has to make the interception, knocks it behind for the corner.
Yeah, good position from Dan Armour. Wasn't allowing that ball to go through. Kokonki's absolutely where he needed to be. But had that ball have bypassed Dan Armour, then it would have been a tap-in for Whittaker.
Left wing corner then. Very high, wasn't it? Lifted into the area rather than pushed into the box, and it is allowed to bounce once and straight out of play at the other end, and Manchester United will be fairly pleased. They can put as many as they like in of those, I would have thought, Ben.
Well, I think, like us, that the rest of the players in that penalty box from both teams were sort of working who was actually going to get on the end of that, and there was just nobody there at the back post. It was very high.
Hit from the edge of the area. Doesn't make a clean connection, though, and ends up safely in the hands of Will Murdoch.
Tell you what, there's a chance that. It's a decent cutback. And Charlie Dinsdale's come in off that left flank and he didn't make a good contact with it at all. He just hit it into the ground. Carried straight through to Will Murdoch. But it's quite a good pullback that. It was played blind as well from Felix Scott.
Leonardo is clearly the playmaking centre-half. Comes down the right-hand side to Jones. Back to Leonard. Clearance is not a great one.
They've just not quite found the tempo yet, have they? I know the match has been interrupted by the injury to Sonny Al Joffrey. They've just yet to find their rhythm.
A little stoppage, as we said, they do on occasion. It's basically like restarting the game once you've had 2 or 3 minutes stopped so early in the game. Forward this time from Jones. Kindon. A little bit of a loose one from Camerson. Leonard again. Harrison Jones. That's good feet from Jack Morehouse to steal the ball away. Early one forward to Obi. He's brought it under control well. Into the penalty area. What a finish that is from Chido Obi. Slotted into the bottom left-hand corner and Manchester United hit the front. Brilliant from the Dane. United 1, Sunderland 0.
Well, it's a super goal. It really is, because I actually thought, when it's a lovely pass from Jack Morehouse, and I thought that first touch there with his left foot had probably taken him a little bit wider than he would have liked to have gone, Chido Obi. But I tell you what, he has one look up there. He knows exactly where the goalkeeper is, and that is a super goal. It really is a good goal.
Well done from Morehouse to pick him out. Brilliant touch from Chido Obi to bring it under control. And I thought the defender had got back to him the same as Ben, but he lifts his head up, picks his spot and drills it into the bottom left-hand corner. And it's advantage Manchester United.
And that's pretty much in these opening 15 minutes, all right, with the stoppage. But even so, I think that is the first meaningful attack. And it's produced a really, really good goal. Lovely slide rule pass from Jack Morehouse and a top-class finish from Chido Obi.
Well, Chido Obi has been really busy, 18s and 21s in recent weeks, and one of the things that we've seen from him is his effort levels have been really good. More on that in a second, because an opportunity at the other end of the pitch as United Cruyff themselves out of trouble. Fletcher to Lacy. Lacy going to look for the big switch to Victor Musa. Musa collects. Back down the line from Victor Musa. Kukonki. Tyler Fletcher.
He started that attack going with a lovely little bit of skill at the edge of the box.
Just Cruyff turned himself away from about 2 players, didn't he? And gave himself the space to get the pass going. What I'm saying about Chido Obi is we've seen all of the effort from him in terms of closing down and making these really important runs and his hold-up play. But that is the other side of Chido Obi's game, which is clinical finishing. And he'll be delighted to have got a goal so early in this one. Give him the confidence to go and try and grab a couple more.
Well, he made it look very easy. And trust me, from the position he found himself in, it really wouldn't have been. It was a top-class finish.
Defending to do for Manchester United here.
I'm not so sure that was a corner, you know.
No, me neither, but I wasn't going to... It's always me that he's complaining about those decisions. So I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to start myself off on a negative, but I agree with you. Shouldn't have been a corner. Harrison Jones then with the corner. Again, it's a bit of a floaty one, isn't it, to the back post, and again, it's comfortably defended by Manchester United.
Yeah, he was always on the stretch, wasn't he, to try and reach that Ben Kindin. He was nowhere near going to be able to arch his neck muscles to be able to nod that back across, and that's 2 corners they've had now, Sunderland, and they've wasted both of them with somewhat poor deliveries.
Turned round the corner by Tyler Fletcher. Camerson down the line. Morehouse into the feet of Fletcher. Fletcher's going to try and knock it in behind again, and that is obviously something that they've thought plenty about, having Chido Obi running the channels, Ben.
Yeah. They know that if they can get it down that channel and away from the centre half, then he's going to be running onto them all day. Just got to get the weight of the pass right.
That's a good ball through the middle, but well intercepted by Al Joffrey. Under a little bit of pressure for the second pass, and that's what forces it awry. Jones finds Whittaker, turns it round the corner, into the area now, and Scott takes a deflection off a red boot, and behind it goes for another corner.
He just gets there in front, doesn't he? A little ball in from Felix Scott, but Dan Harmer's there to stop it from going any further. Safety first.
It was Whittaker going for the 1-2, wasn't it? It's well cut out in the end. Well, Harrison Jones might be a little fortunate to still be on the field after the challenge on Sonny Al Joffrey. And he is now going to take this corner. We've seen 2 lifted to the back post with no real pace on the ball. Will we see a different delivery from Jones this time? Nope, going to be hung up to the back post again. And again, it's out of play off the head of Ben Kindon.
OK, that suits United down to the ground. There's no 2 ways about it, but if I was Sunderland, I'd be saying maybe we need to switch that up. There's 3 times now we've gone to the back post. Well, comfortable for United, definitely.
Straight out of play from the clearing goal kick. United looking to win this back high. Morehouse and Lacy decide to back off it, instead track their runners back inside their own half. Whittaker. Dinsdale, back to Whittaker. Lightfoot, back to Dinsdale. Shrugged off it by Fletcher. Tyler to Jack Fletcher, and opportunity for Manchester United to move it into the Sunderland half. Nice 1-2 down the left-hand side, and then a sliding intervention from Felix Scott's going to knock it behind for the corner.
Must be a corner, yeah.
Definitely came off a Sunderland.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just whether there was another infringement that we were trying to figure out there. There wasn't. Lacy lining up on the edge of the area. It's going to be Tyler Fletcher that goes to take it. United have been dangerous from these set pieces in recent weeks. I mean, that's never in the quadrant, is it?
Doesn't matter. It's been taken.
Lacy. Shifted onto the right foot, whips one goalwards, it's a brilliant save. Allen gets a hand to it, tips it over the bar, but great effort from Shay Lacy.
Right. Doesn't half come in handy when you're so good with both feet, as Shay Lacy has demonstrated. Number one with the cross that he put in the early stages from the right with his left, and that one stepping in from the left onto his right and produces a super strike and an equally super save.
Right, it's heading top corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's done brilliantly, Isaac Allen, to get his feet across and get a dive in, tip it over the bar. Fletcher's delivery in low into the penalty area, comes all the way through. Chido Obi takes over. Out to Al Joffrey, swept back in. Cleared away. I don't know how that travelled as far as it did through the penalty area.
No, and I think Sonny Al Joffrey controlled it by default as well. I don't think he was expecting it to reach him.
Instinct, rather than it being entirely meant, but did very well in the end.
He did, because it came at him very quickly.
Camerson. Morehouse back to Al Joffrey. And now Dan Armour. Kokonki to Fletcher. Now, Armour having to chase after that. The sliding tackle from Marcus Neal is well evaded by the young centre-back. Fletcher goes down the left-hand side for Kokonki. Kokonki's got some space to work in here. Gets a great cross in too, and it's turned away. What a wicked ball across the 6-yard box that was from Kokonki. Can't be turned home.
Great run, great ball as well from Jack Fletcher. Perfectly weighted, although slightly questionable defending from Jones in the right back spot, but a shame that there was nobody in there to just knock it home, because it was a perfect delivery from Kokonki across the 6-yard box.
It was very much a gift, wasn't it, the amount of space that Kokonki was given down that Manchester United left-hand side. Came actually from Jensen Jones trying to push up, trying to give an out ball. Unfortunately, possession hadn't been won. That challenge loops up safely into the arms of Allen.
Because that was a shot on target, that.
He didn't get there, did he? Jensen Jones, and Kokonki just fizzing one across the edge of the 6-yard box. Chido Obi's not far away from getting on the end of it.
He wasn't.
Just growing into the game, aren't they, Manchester United?
Yeah.
You can found that tempo that you were talking about a little bit earlier, and again they've turned the ball over in a dangerous position. Morehouse sprinting for the edge of the penalty area, options right and left, goes to Lacy. Lacy looks to pull it back, and it's going to be turned home, is it? No! Yes! Eventually it's Jack Fletcher that applies the finishing touch. Third time of asking. Manchester United double their lead. United 2, Sunderland 0.
Well, again, it's Morehouse, isn't it, with those driving runs, and he had options right and left. He went right, just a touch from Shay Lacy before he actually pulled it across the box. You just watch here, he just has a little touch there, and which sort of ruined it for him. As it's cleared off the line, we don't know whether it would have gone across, but I tell you what, that is a very, very calm finish from Jack Fletcher with all those blue shirts in the way. How he managed to find the gap without actually thrashing it is beyond me, but he's done it.
Threaded the eye of a needle there, didn't he?
Did.
It was only one place that it could have gone without being cleared away, and he found it perfectly. It could have been any one of the three of them that applied the finishing touch, but in the end it is Jack Fletcher to add to Chido Obi's opener. 26.5 minutes on the clock, United leading by 2-0.
Well, it's the speed with which they then venture forward, and on both occasions it's been Jack Morehouse that has broken down that right channel and set up 2 goals. Well, certainly had a hand in both goals, set up the first one and had a big hand in the second. But they have, in the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes, you know, started to look the better team.
A little bit of time to get themselves into their rhythm. Manchester United, but 2 good goals. There's 13 league positions between the two of them. You are maybe seeing that in the opening 27 minutes, the difference in quality.
They've had the chances, Sunderland. They definitely have had the chances. Oh, that's a great turn. Clever.
Good ball out to the right-hand side as well. Perfectly into stride for Shay Lacy. Camerson up with him. Lacy looking for some space. Lovely footwork from Shay Lacy. Bends one in, ricochets out, and somehow bypasses Victor Musa in the penalty area. It's a good save in the end from Allen, isn't it? Who has to get 2 big hands to it.
Oh, is that not a foul? It's another example of how difficult it is for defenders coming up against Shay Lacy, with his ability to go right and left and low centre of gravity, fast footwork, changing his body direction. Really, really difficult.
For anyone that is watching this and, you know, is maybe a fullback, how do you deal with that situation?
It's really, really difficult. It is, honestly, because, you know, most players playing on a particular side, you know, the fullbacks very, very quickly get used to what their strength is and what they like to do, and i.e. which foot they want to be put on. But with somebody like Shay Lacy, it can go either way, and you've got to watch the ball. It's really, really difficult, especially when he's as skillful as he is.
Get too tight and he goes round either side. Give him too much space and you give him too many options.
Definitely.
Show him inside, he can curl one goalwards. Show him outside, he can whip in a good cross. So, it's so difficult. Oh, there's a mistake here, and it's one back for Sunderland. Little bit of a mix-up in the penalty area, and it's going to be finished off by Felix Scott, who just about manages to latch onto the end of it and half the deficit. United 2, Sunderland 1.
Yeah, they missed control from Kokonki, but United get the ball back. And as Dan Armour chooses to ignore the option of Will Murdoch, it gets intercepted and falls just perfectly for Felix Scott. Just there, cannons back off Dan Armour, which gives him, actually helps him with the first time shot, and he just rolls it underneath Will Murdoch. It's a bit of a lax goal to give away, that, to be fair. They were in complete control at 2-0, and they'll be disappointed with themselves the way that they allowed Sunderland back into the game.
I don't think there's one player to blame for that situation. I think there's sort of a multitude of errors that eventually lead to that being finished off by Felix Scott. Camerson strong in that challenge. Just stands his ground. Wins his side a goal kick to get the ball back up the field.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with playing out from the back. It's just that on that particular occasion, even after Kokonki had miscontrolled it, United then regained the possession, but Dan Armour, it was his option. And he chose the wrong one. He tried to play a pass that was intercepted rather than the way that he was facing and allowing Will Murdoch to maybe clear his lines. So, yeah, it was a multitude of things.
Good flicked header from Musa. Not quite enough on it to carry it into the path of Obi.
Yeah, because he was onside.
Clipped out to the right, and Jones. Scott closed down quickly by Fletcher. Leonard is being closed down by Musa, goes back to the goalkeeper, Allen. United back with the ball. Slightly heavy touch from Fletcher. Morehouse trying to win it back.
He might get a card for that.
Morehouse is going in the referee's notebook.
He was unfortunate, actually, because he was closing down, and then he just at the last minute, Jones changed his direction of his run, and Jack Morehouse caught him from behind. It's pretty standard for a yellow card when the team is trying to launch a counter-attack.
Seen plenty of those given all season long, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, this is playoff football. Manchester United have a single game to see whether they can progress, and Sunderland know that they can just give it a good old tilt and see what happens. They've found a way back into it. Game is getting stretched though. Ball out to the far side. Picked up by Lacy. Lovely body movement from him to get away from the first challenge. Draws the foul for the second one.
And that's what happens. Fullbacks then become a tad frustrated and give needless free kicks away in an attempt to stop Shay Lacy from squaring up.
And that's the issue, isn't it? You get too tight, and then a bit of a body move, a bit of a jink, and all of a sudden you are scrambling. 6 and 2-3s. Referee is going to allow play to continue as Jack Fletcher gets a toe in, whipped into the box. Chance again for Obi. Sets himself, doesn't see the player coming to pickpocket him. Harrison Jones steals it away. He thought he had far more time than he did there. Chido Obi inside the penalty area.
Yeah, he wasn't aware of him coming over his shoulder, was it? It was a decent pick out from Victor Musa.
United, though, in a positive position again, have managed to work themselves into those good positions. It's a clever pass from Fletcher to find Kakonki. Whips one out to the far side. Loops one out to the far side. One of the two. I think Ben would say looped. Chance for Sunderland here, down the left. Lightfoot on the run. Short pass inside the penalty area. It has to be dealt with. Morehouse gets there, but can only concede the corner.
Yeah, his tracking was good. You just sort of expect, don't you, that at some point Sunderland will get one of these corners right, because they've not troubled United on any occasion that they've put the ball in from the quadrant.
Referee having a conversation with a couple there, Fletcher and Leonard. I would imagine they'll go straight back to wrestling. Into the box, this time towards the back post with a bit more pace on it from the left-hand side. Unfortunately for Sunderland, exactly the same outcome.
Yeah, it was a slightly better ball, that's for sure. But again, going to that back post, there's nobody on the end of it.
Back it goes to Al Joffrey, under pressure but gets it away. Camerson, scampering clear. Lifts the pass, all the way through to Victor Musa. Musa with some time to measure this one into the area. Picks out Fletcher, Fletcher gets the cross in towards Obi. Obi's effort, as he tries to work it through Ben Kinden, trickles to the goalkeeper.
That was unlucky. Again, a decent pick out from Victor Musa. Jack Fletcher just tries to go round Leonard. It doesn't fall kindly for Chido Obi, but lovely break from Jaden Camerson. Beat the press really well.
Give some credit too, I think, to Ben Kinden, who just stood his ground. Strong enough by not moving to make life difficult for Obi.
Oh,
maybe a chance here for Chido Obi. Loops to him, he's inside the area, takes an extra touch. Can he finish it off? It's a combination of defender and goalkeeper, I think, in the end, that managed to prevent him from having his second of the afternoon.
Well, he does brilliantly to intercept it, and then he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And I suppose you do have to give credit to a goalkeeper who is never the favourite in those circumstances, and he makes the save.
Wonder whether the very last touch from Chidobe is just a bit heavy. The one before he takes the strike maybe carries him a hair too close to Isaac Allen. But what would I know?
It's probably right. One thing's for sure, after the goal that he has scored, he'll be really disappointed in himself that he hasn't doubled his tally.
There'll be more chances for
there will
in
be.
This game.
There will be.
United have worked themselves into really good positions over this first 38 minutes. And on a different day, could be out of sight. That's a good tackle from Fletcher to find Jack Fletcher. Musa with so much space. Gets the cross in towards Obi again, and this time across the edge of the 6-yard box. Obi again making a good run to the near post. Can't make a connection. It's out for a throw-in over on the far side, and a big thumbs up from the Dane.
Yeah, they've been really unfortunate balls that have come in. A couple now from Victor Musa, and certainly one from Kukonki. As we have a look at this chance, it just rolled down his shin, didn't it? And it's actually a good save with his left arm by Allen, the goalkeeper.
I think he just gets a bit unlucky, Chidobe, with the bounce of the ball and the fact that it comes off his shin. He can't get his leg out of the way to bring that back under control. I'm not sure it's anything that he's done. Does pretty well to actually get the shot in on goal, and as you say, good save.
It was
Isaac Allen.
It was. You always have to give a goalkeeper credit in one-on-one situations, but that was a better save than I did give him credit for originally, having seen the replay.
Old Joffrey. That's the scamper, but he does get there. Armour. Left-footed ball into midfield. Takes a deflection on the way through, which carries it wide of its intended target. Jones. Whittaker. Back to Leonard. Dinsdale. Jones. Gets it back across to Leonard. Alex Leonard. For a route forward. Goes down the right-hand side for Jensen Jones. Kukonki gets there but does not keep it in. It's really close.
Very. Right decision though. The ball had just about gone out. And I think that Jones was relieved because Kukonki would then have been able to open his legs with no opposition down this left flank.
And he can move.
Yeah.
God will Kukonki when he gets some grass to run into. High cross again, all the way through to the far side of the field. Just way too much on it, really, for anybody to...
Bloke in the crowd there was terrified he was going to knock the coffee out of his hand.
I think he's managed to make it to his seat. Hot drink safely stowed. It is eventually brought under control after a ball that came down with snow on. Proper up and under, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The old Gary Owen. Fletcher. Tyler Fletcher. Morehouse. Back to Fletcher. Al Joffrey. Morehouse. Tyler Fletcher. It's good defending from Sunderland. They're back in good position, good shape, making life difficult for United. Lacy. Lacy definitely had some tape on the left wrist at the beginning of this game. Hasn't anymore. For those of you that are wondering why I'm mentioning it, sometimes you look for little markers like that on who it might be. And now he's taken the tape off, it's confused me. Armour. Across to Al Joffrey. United taking their time with a couple of minutes to go until we get to the half-time interval. The switch is headed clear. Dinsdale brings it down. United squeezing again, trying to get a foot on the ball. Missed challenge. Armour goes in. Camerson gets there.
Referee's blown for an earlier infringement, I think. There's a card coming out for somebody.
I think it's going to be Sonny Al Joffrey. Is that for the sliding challenge that's just gone in midfield, or is that for an earlier one? I think it might be for... Wow, that's a free kick on Sonny Al Joffrey, and then I think that's what it's actually been given for.
Yeah, that was the one, yeah.
Argument to say that Sonny Al Joffrey was impeded in the first place.
Yes, Ben? I thought so myself. But that's not how the referee saw it. I think the Sunderland players were livid that he had actually blown up when they were actually going through.
Well, third yellow card of the game. Could have had a red too. Don't forget, opening 10 minutes, Sonny Al Joffrey caught a really nasty one from Harrison Jones. Lacy. It's like a trademark move, that, from Shay Lacy, where he sidesteps with the ball and it's almost like he vanishes and reappears 2 feet to his left. Ball forward. Musa is lurking, hoisted away by Allen. Sunderland on the front foot here. We're going to have 4 minutes of time added on. That's well claimed by Murdoch.
Yeah, good take.
We're into the first of the four now.
4 minutes added on time at the end of the first half. That is a minimum of 4 minutes added on time at the end of the first half.
I'll be honest with you, I was expecting a little bit more than that. I thought
We had a little bit of a break, didn't we?
Sonny Al Joffrey was down for more than 4 minutes, but I was obviously wrong. See, I can be wrong too, Liam, it's not just you.
Yeah, I was just about to say, either you're wrong or the officiating team have underestimated it. I'm going to go back and run a stopwatch over it later and send you a text. Al Joffrey. Lacy. There was a period in this first half where the game was wide open with Sunderland pushing forward and Manchester United were able to exploit the space in midfield. But Sunderland have definitely got 10 yards deeper and a bit more compact. United finding it difficult to find the same level of space. Camerson goes for the flick, but won by Sunderland, eventually returned to Murdoch. United have had their opportunities. We've seen two really good balls played across the edge of the 6-yard box. Chido Obi trying to get on the end of those. Also seen Chido Obi through one-on-one with the goalkeeper after a brilliant block by him that was well saved by Isaac Allen, on top of the 2 goals that Manchester United have scored.
And don't forget the brilliant save he made from Shay Lacy as well.
He tipped over the bar, absolutely. On a different day, Ben, it could be 4 or 5 for Manchester United at the break.
Yeah.
as it is, 2-1, and Sunderland bringing the ball forward.
That's going to be a card as well, isn't it, for Jack Fletcher?
And that is 2 of Manchester United's midfielders now on a yellow card. Oh, it's a soft one, isn't it? He doesn't make any challenge.
No, I wanted to see the replay again because I didn't think he did when I saw it in real time, and he didn't make any movement to trip him. It was just a tangling of legs. I think he's really unfortunate to get a card for that, I have to say.
It's the trailing foot of the running player that catches the knee of Jack Fletcher, and Jack Fletcher.
He can't do anything about it, can he?
He's not even attempted to make the challenge. I think he's more than a little unfortunate there.
Yeah.
I think he's desperately unlucky. Going to give an opportunity for Jack Whittaker to play this free kick into the area. Or over the bar. Bit too much on that one from the Sunderland midfielder.
Yeah. It's ended up in Wigan town centre.
Lee Leopards, I think, would have been quite pleased with
conversion.
Points, yeah. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 1, with about 30 seconds of stoppage time at the end of the first half left to go. Chido Obi's opener, doubled up by Jack Fletcher, and then the one back from Felix Scott. The difference between these sides, Obi again closing down. Cleared away. Referee brings the first half to a close, and Manchester United go down the tunnel at the break, leading by 2-1. Chido Obi's opener, brilliantly taken, finished into the bottom left-hand corner. Jack Fletcher made it 2, a brilliant finish through a load of players that were blocking the edge of the 6-yard box, managed to pick the gap perfectly. And then an error from Manchester United at the other end of the field, opening things up for Felix Scott to slot underneath Will Murdoch. At half-time, Manchester United 2, Sunderland 1. Right wing corner now from United is going to be put into the penalty area by Bruno Fernandes. Every player in and around the penalty area. Outswing and delivery. Header comes in! And it's in the back of the net! And guess who? Casemiro from a corner gives Manchester United the lead. The Brazilian does it again. 7th Premier League goal of the season. And it's one that puts United in front. How big could that be in the race for the Champions League? United 1, Villa 0.
What you had to endure wasn't part and parcel of the game. You know, as you say, it was coming down on your shoulders, completely unjust. And the journey, as you say, that you've been on has just been absolutely incredible. And I know you've got a young family. Is that what helps you through those times? Yeah, definitely. It did help me through. I have obviously a wife and 2 girls. So when you leave football and you try and put everything to a side, you can go home and spend a lot of time with your family. I also have watch Disney Princess and do that kind of thing to take your mind off it.
YouTube Frozen
kids
for the 300th time.
Yeah.
Disney films. So I'm surrounded by girls after being surrounded by lads at the training ground. So, no, I have a great family. I have great friends. I have great parents. But yeah, I think everyone handles with it differently. And of course, some people wouldn't handle it as well as I've handled it, but there's many people in life who goes through. I always say it's not just football. People every day wake up with struggles or and have to find ways to get through the day or go to work when they're not enjoying it and things. And yeah, you've always got to look forward to the future and try and change things.
Who's your go-to, Aidan? If things not necessarily going the way that you want them to go, who's the first person that you pick the phone up to? I mean, mine's my mum. Like, my mum and my wife. Those are the two.
I know it probably doesn't sound good or it's not good. Like, you should always speak to someone, but I always feel like I can cope. Like, just dealing with it by myself.
Everybody's different, aren't they?
Yeah,
we actually
absolutely.
had Senna on not that long ago. He talked about how he journals That's how he reflects on games, prepares for games. So
I think if you find yourself in a position where you've got something that needs dealing with, as long as you've got a mechanism in place that allows you to do that, then you're away and laughing, aren't you?
Yeah, I must say, like Aidan said, when things were difficult with me, I didn't reach out to people, or I didn't get my mum on the phone and give her a call. I dealt with it myself as well, but I also had I know I had great support around me, but I didn't reach out to people, and I also had my family, what could take my mind off things and things like that. So I think, like Ellen says, everyone is different. Some people would want support, psychology, go and speak to the manager, and some people have the inner to try and overcome it themselves. So everyone's different. Hopefully everyone can find a way to overcome it.
Half-time at the Progress with Unity Stadium, and Manchester United leading Sunderland by 2-1. A really entertaining first half, actually. When Manchester United found the space, Ben, they were very, very good at creating their opportunities.
Yeah, they were. It took them a while to get into the rhythm, but once they did, the 2 goals that they scored were really, really good. And the only block was the disappointing goal that they gave away, but they scored 2 and could have had a few more.
Well, you can see from the shots on target that Manchester United have scored 2 goals, but had 7 shots that have caused problems for the goalkeeper, and Isaac Allen has made a couple of decent saves. There's been a couple of good blocks, and Manchester United have not made connection with a couple that have got fizzed across the edge of the 6-yard box too. So on a different day, could be very, very different. The one that may well yet be telling is that yellow cards down at the bottom there. 3 picked up by Manchester United in the opening 45 minutes. Manchester United could also have seen one of Sunderland's players sent from the field too after an early challenge in that one. Here's how the first 45 minutes went. This was the opener. Well won back by Morehouse. Look at the run that Chido Obi makes, just stalls it there and then gets the sprint on, brings it under control brilliantly, and it's a great finish too, Ben.
Yeah, Ben Kindon, it's just lost him momentarily, and he slips the ball in between the 2 centre-backs. I thought that touch there may have taken him too wide, but it's a fantastic finish, it really is. Right into the bottom corner, just as a little glance, 1-0.
Yeah, goalkeeper doing his level best to get there, but I think Chido Obi picks the perfect spot. This was one of the other opportunities that Manchester United created that didn't end up in the back of the net. And just look at the room that Shay Lacy makes for himself here, and then the shot that is brilliantly saved.
It is a really top class save. Very, very difficult to know which way Shay Lacy's going to go, as we were talking about in commentary, but he just shifts it onto his right foot, and that was heading in, and that is as good a save as you'll see this afternoon, I can assure you.
Hardly any backlift on that either from Shay Lacy. It's difficult to pick out those shots, but goalkeeper does well. Manchester United, though, did manage to find a second, and this was how it was scored. Lacy looking to get there, bounces for Morehouse, finished off by Fletcher.
Yeah, again, driving run. Had options either side. Jack Morehouse just overran it slightly with his touch, Shay Lacy, and as the ball fell from the other rebound, Jack Fletcher somehow managed to calmly stroke it into the back of the net.
Yeah, Leonard doing well to get a block on the line there, but couldn't keep out the next one. Shay Lacy has been a bit of a handful for Sunderland. That was another opportunity that was parried out by Isaac Allen, and it somehow evaded Victor Musa. I still don't know how it evaded him.
No, I don't know either. I mean, he has made some really good saves. We've just seen one, and obviously the one that we're probably about to see from Chido Obi with his one-on-one, but he was lucky he didn't parry that out to a red shirt.
I'll see that one in a minute, but first, this was where the goal for Sunderland came from. Just a small miscontrol there, and then probably the wrong choice from Dan Armour there, and then underneath the goalkeeper who's trying to make the save for Felix Scott to make it 2-1.
Yeah, Will Murdoch had made the angle for Dan Armour, but because he ignored that, he was then had a lot of his goal to cover, and Felix Scott managed to thread it underneath him into the far corner.
Yeah. Well, this is the one-on-one that you were talking about, Ben. Brilliant block from Chido Obi to set it up. Goalkeeper backpedaling, and it's just that touch there that maybe takes it too far and narrows the angle to the point that it allows the keeper to make the save.
Yeah, it was just that one there that you saw, and as I said, it was a better save than I originally gave the goalkeeper credit for.
Certainly was. Well, Manchester United's men's first team are in action on Monday night, and after the results yesterday, a real opportunity for Michael Carrick's side to open up a gap to Aston Villa just behind them in 4th position if they can beat Brentford. Let's catch up with the boss now.
So, Michael, what's the buzz been like in the squad ever since that Chelsea game? What's the feeling been like around Carrington?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, I think it was a big result for us. The way we got it, where it was, I think it was an important win. The timing of the win it felt important. But the boys have been good. I think that what I've liked about it, they've understood it. They've felt the enjoyment after the game, and with the supporters, I think it was nice after the game to feel that. Well, there's definitely a feeling of there's a lot of work to do, and we want to keep pushing and getting better, and still a lot to achieve this season. Which when the boys have came back and trained really well, I'm really pleased that that's the kind of that the emotion that they've showed really. So we're still hungry for more.
Yeah, and we hope to see that the whole squad are hungry for more as well. Can you give us any updates on any of the injured players like Patrick, Lenny, and any other updates?
Everyone pretty much came through the game well. A few knocks and niggles. It was a big effort, and it was a tough game. But we're still waiting on Lenny a little bit to see how we be for the next game. But hopefully he'll be in and around it. Patrick's looking to get back closer to the group in a very small part, which is fantastic because he's worked so hard over a period of time now. So it'll be good to have him back in and around the group within the next week or so.
Well, that's exciting news. And this game on Monday night is going to be the first of our last 3 home games of the season. This season certainly flew by, but we want to really put our best foot forward in these games, don't we? Especially for our home fans.
Yeah, Old Trafford's has been good for us since I came back, and we all got together. So last time out was disappointing. That's football, it happens, you know, and I think we bounced back particularly well. So we want to carry that momentum that we just built with the Chelsea game and bring it back to Old Trafford for sure.
I'll know you'll know plenty about Brentford, but they've had quite a positive away form. How do you think is the best way for us to combat that?
They're a very good team. I have to say Keith's done an unbelievable job this season and in so many different ways, you know, and he needs a lot of credit for that. And they're right up there challenging, you know, it's really tight. And there's a lot to play for, but they're a good team. Make it really difficult. Don't give a lot away. Dangerous going forward. So yeah, it's a big challenge for us. You know, they've got some really good players, very dangerous going forward. So we're going to have to be ready for that.
And finally, a night under lights at Old Trafford against Brentford. What do you expect from this team? We've seen so much of their personality and their strong mentality. Chelsea, we want more of that again, don't we?
Yeah, football's it's a difficult game, and you never know what the next game's going to bring. But you got to be ready for it. And the boys have responded really well to the setback against Leeds, and we want to take that on. I think playing at home is special, and it's a tough game. We know that there's a lot to play for. There's a lot at stake, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it feels like another big game for Manchester United's men's first team, doesn't it? Especially with the way the results went yesterday, Ben. And you just think that 5 more points is all United need to confirm Champions League football next season, if nobody else drops any points between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many permutations with you know, Aston Villa having to play both Liverpool and Manchester City, for example. So yeah, it is a huge game, and as Michael Carrick just alluded to there, Brentford, Keith Andrews has done a magnificent job when you think of the players that left that football club, and they're going, along with a couple of the other teams that we still yet to play, Brighton and Liverpool, of course, for a Champions League spot. I mean, who would have thought that? But he's done a fantastic job, and they're a very, very tough nut to crack, Brentford.
Yeah, certainly the case, and that was proven, wasn't it, by the game down at, I was going to say Griffin Park. It's not Griffin Park anymore, is it? It's not Griffin
Park either, no.
I think that
GTEC Community Stadium.
Might be a bacon company in Lincolnshire, that, mightn't it? Yeah, the GTEC Community Stadium. The result down there earlier this season for Manchester United, not great. And they'll be looking at Monday night at Old Trafford, and they'll be thinking, get 3 points, and then you can confirm Champions League football if you beat Liverpool at home. And what a story that'd be.
Well, I mean, that would be a perfect scenario, wouldn't it? That we wrap up certain Champions League qualification and against Liverpool, but first and foremost, they have to get tomorrow out the way first. It's as I said, it's a really, really tough... It's actually a fixture that, if you look at it, since Brentford have been in the Premier League, has been favoured and won more often than not by the home team. We haven't got a very good record down at the GTEC, but neither have they at Old Trafford, so we have to... we have to make sure we keep that going tomorrow.
Certainly the case. We will wait and see. Don't forget, Matchday Live will be with you. Before, we'll have the player arrivals, Sean Snapdragon, and then it'll be into Matchday Live, and then Ben and I with full radio commentary for you as we go through the evening here on MUTV. Meanwhile, here, the under-21s leading Sunderland by 2-1 in the PL2 playoffs, the first round of the PL2 playoffs. First of 4 potential fixtures at this phase of the competition. All of them are straight knockouts, so if you go all the way through to the final, it is 4 games, and if you win all 4 of them, you are the champions of the PL2 playoffs. And I would imagine that that's exactly what Adam Lawrence and his under-21 side are targeting at this stage of the season. Expecting any changes from either side at the beginning of the second half, Ben?
I wouldn't have thought so. No, not unless they've been forced by either manager with injuries. Obviously, you don't know how Sonny El Joffrey's going to be, for example, after that very late challenge. Hopefully, he's kept himself moving at half-time, but I don't expect any changes from either side just yet.
Here come the teams. I can't see any immediate changes. Dan Armour, Gino Obi, Jaden Camerson sprint back onto the pitch. Sonny El Joffrey is there, still got the captain's armband around that left bicep. Chap Morehouse, Fletcher. So yeah, we'll be pretty much as you were at the start of the second half for Manchester United, I think. What do they need to do, Ben? Obviously, in parts, United have played brilliantly well in that first 45 minutes. Is it just a case of being a little more clinical in front of goal to see the game out?
I think that is basically it. I think some of their approach play has been really, really good. And they just need to convert a few more of the chances that they will undoubtedly make in the second half, just to see the game safe, as well as making sure that they don't allow Sunderland back into the game like they did at 2-0, because they've had a couple of chances as well, not as many as United, but I think if United would, like you said, just a little bit more clinical in front of goal, this game could already be won, but that's what we're hoping for in the second half.
Well, anything can happen in PL2 football. It has been an entertaining competition to watch all season long. 45 minutes now for Manchester United to make it through to the next round of this competition. Try and keep you up to date with what's going on in the FA Cup as well over the course of this next 45 minutes, because Chelsea and Leeds have just kicked off at Wembley. Referee just doing some tossing up, making sure that we've got 11 players aside. Check with the goalkeepers, check with his assistants, and then we'll be able to get ourselves underway in the second period. One watch checked.
He likes a dawdle before kick-off, doesn't he?
Does. Whittaker gets us underway at the start of the second half. Manchester United leading Sunderland by 2-1 at the Progress with Unity Stadium in the PL2 playoffs. Sunderland look for the crossfield ball, which is picked up by Camerson. Back it goes to Murdoch, who was being closed down at a rate of knots there, wasn't he? But he manages to get the clearance away without any untoward effects.
We didn't often see that, did we, in the first half from Sunderland? Will Murdoch seemed to have a fair amount of time to pick and choose.
This ball is played centrally. It's good movement from Dinsdale. Plays it down the left-hand side for Lightfoot. Infield to Dinsdale. Back to the edge of the area. And a poor pass lets down the move from Sunderland, and Manchester United will have possession back.
Yeah. Just misplaced, wasn't it? It is. I mean, everybody knows the format of, we finished second, so we play 15. Chelsea won, not finished top, so they play 16.
You're about to ask me a question that I don't know the answer to.
Okay. Well, I won't ask it then.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't know how the next bit is drawn. I'm assuming it's top seed versus bottom seed, so it'll be whoever finished highest versus whoever finished lowest,
right,
that's left in it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
That makes sense, I suppose, yeah.
I'm assuming. Obi was just making a nuisance of himself, and Lightfoot had to get that away. I did a bit of research trying to find out what the answer was to that question, but all of the articles that I found basically didn't tell me.
No.
So, unfortunately, I can't give you the answer. It's good work down the left-hand side from Musa. Musa's going to go for a switch as well, and there's a couple of Manchester United players there left alone, well by Chido Obi, and it's with Shay Lacy. Lacy's going to bend one forward, just gets underneath it and lifts it over the bar.
That's a wonderful ball. We saw him put some good balls into the box, Victor Musa, in the first half. This one was a big switch over to Shay Lacy. And I have to say, the Sunderland defenders weren't in any major hurry to go and close him down. And he'll be thinking that he should have really picked out that far corner.
Lightfoot looks to thread one into the channel, but a little bit too much on that. Safely back to Murdoch. Bowled out. Kokonki tries to knock that past his man and go. He's blocked off, but the referee saying was probably going out of play anyway, so doesn't give the free kick, gives the throw in instead. Archie Lightfoot comes infield to Ben Kindon. Kindon across to Alex Leonard. Edge of the area, but can't be kept under control, so cleared out to Obi. Tries to bring it down under some pressure from a couple of Sunderland players. It's Jones that manages to get himself free, gets the shot in too, but never really enough on it to cause any problems for Will Murdoch.
No. Decent attempt though by the fullback.
Kokonki back to Fletcher, moved on to Armour. Shay Lacy. Lacy just wriggles in between two, gets away from a third and a fourth. Helps that into the path of Kokonki, continues his run down the left-hand side, Lacy. Musa. Two Fletcher twins exchanging possession. Musa takes a touch on the edge of the box, big deflection, and it's just carried over the top.
Yeah. Growing into the game, Victor Musa. Not much backlift there either.
Just found himself half a yard, didn't he?
Yeah. It did take a deflection. Had Isaac Allard scrambling a little bit, but was quite a way over in the end. Oh.
Well, what's happened there is somebody's decided to get to grips with Chido Obi and then not been strong enough to see it through. If you're going to grab hold of Chido Obi's shirt like that, then you've got to accept the fact that he's going to grab your shirt too. Look, he grabs him here. Chido Obi says no thank you. He pushes him here and Chido Obi says no thank you. And he ends up on his back. Well, Marcus Neal has brought that upon himself, Ben Thornley.
He has. He has. You can't expect players not to react if you're grabbing hold of them.
Short one to Fletcher. Back to Lacy. Lacy, edge of the area. Goes back the opposite direction. Jack Fletcher dinks one in. Chance for the header. It's over the top from Sonny Al-Joffrey. It's a brilliant pick out again in the middle. Al-Joffrey can't get the header on target.
I mean, what a chance. Really is a big chance. we've been unlucky many a times in front of goal, but again, the approach play is brilliant. I've no idea why Sunderland didn't have 2 players out. It was obvious that a short corner was going to be on. And it's a lovely pick out from Jack Fletcher. And perhaps should have been 3-1. It could quite easily have been 4-1 in the opening 5 or 6 minutes with Shay Lacy's chance and now that header. But the chances are there. As we spoke about at half-time, we just need to be that little bit more clinical. See the game out.
Centre half there, unmarked for the header. I wonder whether you just get a bit excited. You know, you think to yourself, oh, hang on a second, this is an opportunity. And if you give yourself that time to think, then all of a sudden, you just get a bit eager on it. Probably made contact just a smidge too early. Sonny Al-Joffrey, which is what lifts it over the bar. Musa. Strong from Victor Musa, isn't it? Under a little bit of pressure from Leonard. Keeps his feet. Kokonki will take the resulting throw-in. Ruby brings it down, lays it off. Camerson.
Great turn.
Well, it's clearly a free kick.
Yeah,
that's an odd decision.
No, it's not just odd, it's wrong from the referee. He must have seen that.
Morehouse slides that into the area. Obi can't react quickly enough to the turning defender.
It was a great turn by Shay Lacy, it really was. And he was definitely caught.
Switch. Does Shay Lacy think that may have gone? I think he's waiting for the whistle.
So was I.
And it never comes. So he carries on playing. Obi. Trying to get on the end of that. Dinsdale brings it away. Clearly done a far better job bringing that down than he thought he did. And we thought he did. Al-Joffrey. Obi knows he's offside, so he can't challenge for that one. Or coming back from an offside position. Adam Lawrence's voice booming out from the technical area at the far side of the Progress with Unity Stadium. Jones to Leonard. Kokonki. Back to Danny Armour. Sunderland trying to turn the ball over in dangerous areas. Have worked that out well to the left-hand side for Dinsdale. Dinsdale again looking to put a ball into the penalty area. It's well cut out and cleared away. Forward by Kindon. Back it comes to Leonard. Given away. Musa floats that towards Morehouse. It's just over the top of him. His influence in the game is growing, Victor Musa.
Yes.
On that far side. Here he is again. Strong in that tackle too. And he's going to get the left-footed shot away. Just gets underneath it.
Yeah, his first one was a little bit more of a percentage ball because he could see both Shay Lacy and Morehouse going through the middle. And unfortunately, only found Archie Lightfoot. But from a quiet beginning to the first half, he's certainly starting to exert his influence. Shots and telling balls into the box. And the really good crossfield pass that found Shay Lacy. for his chance earlier this half.
Pressure has told for Manchester United. Lacy's into the area again, finds himself some space, tucks it away brilliantly, and Shay Lacy makes it 3. A brilliant solo effort, weaving into the box, finished brilliantly left-footed. United 3, Sunderland 1.
Well, he doesn't need many opportunities. He's threatened and he's threatened. He's had one pushed over, one that went over, and he made no mistake with this one. Just a sheer injection of speed there to take him past Kindon. And then a little reverse into the bottom corner, out of the reach of the outstretched hand of Allen. But it's just there. Kindon can't live with him. And he strokes it home. And no more than the pressure Manchester United have exerted this half than they deserve.
Yeah, his body movement, excellent. His balance is fantastic, isn't it? Such a low centre of gravity that when he cuts back like that, it's so difficult to live with him. And he applies the finishing touch as well. Gives Manchester United that 2-goal advantage back. Less than an hour played, United 3, Sunderland 1.
That makes things a lot more comfortable as well.
Won't stop though, Manchester United. They'll keep going, as Chido Obi is proving here. Musa's going to come and help him out. It's a good touch from Sunderland to get themselves away. All over the top will be comfortably back to Will Murdoch.
It was a little bit wasted.
Lacy waiting for it, cut out. Throw-in finds Morehouse. Morehouse bounces off a challenge. And then he's taken out and wins the free kick. That's good work from Jack Morehouse. Does brilliantly well to keep his feet after the first challenge went in.
Yeah. Gets through a lot of work, doesn't he? Up and down. Ball carrying.
Armour out to Kokonki. First opportunity Kokonki's had to sort of get away down the left-hand side, and he finds Victor Musa. Musa up against Leonard. Back it comes to Kokonki. And now Fletcher. Fletcher pushes it out to Lacy. Lacy waiting for reinforcements to arrive. Couple of Sunderland shirts in front of him. Jack Fletcher.
I thought he was lining one up there.
So did I. Thought he was going to let fly with that left boot. Tyler Fletcher. Jaden Camerson. And now Sonny Al-Joffrey, the captain. Back it comes to Danny Armour, who's going to go all the way back to Will Murdoch. Chance maybe for Sunderland, coming in the opposite direction, but Jack Fletcher's back to sweep across and tidy up for Manchester United.
Yeah, it's always a good sign. The team are creating chances, but they're also working really hard to thwart the opposition.
Still goalless at Wembley. Chelsea 0, Leeds 0 after 20 minutes in that game.
Leeds probably be the favourites in that one, though.
I thought Southampton had done it yesterday. I don't know about you.
No, unfortunately not. I certainly hope they had.
Well, their XG at half-time was 0, Southampton. Managed to score with pretty much the first shot they had on target, didn't they? But City just too strong in the end. This is another opportunity for Sunderland in the area here. Whittaker can have a go. Again, he just gets underneath it, lifts it up and over the top.
Yeah, there was no real conviction in the strike, was there? I don't think he fully believed himself he was going to score.
Coming on number 4, Jay Jones. Coming on number 14, Tom Proctor.
Jones making way, Proctor onto the field to replace him. Jaden Jones, if you're keeping track of your Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses. Whatever the joke actually is in there, we'll go with that. Obi to Musa. Back it comes to Al Joffrey. Lacy. That's a great pass from Shay Lacy, isn't it? Musa just can't bring it under control first time of asking, so has to go chasing after it. Fletcher down the line to Kokonki. Tyler Fletcher. Back to Danny Armour. Tyler to Jack Fletcher. Musa trying to get in behind, just tangles with Alex Leonard. The referee sees that as a foul on the Sunderland defender.
Yeah. Sort of vaguely similar, wasn't it, to the Jack Fletcher one? He's always going to give it. I don't think there's any intent there.
I think it's another really soft one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Forward, and maybe an opportunity coming for Dinsdale here, but Camerson quickly across to snuff out the danger. Goes the long way round and draws the foul. They're not always the most fun either when you land with your ribs on the ball, but he bounces back up to his feet. Nearly loses his kecks as well.
Yeah. Good piece of defending, though.
Yep, excellent.
Speed it. Keeps hold of the ball. Just wondering, it's obviously a warm day. Oh.
Yeah, given away. Ball is into the area, but should be tidied up by United. Third time of asking, it is sent out to the right-hand side. And Shay Lacy with a positive first touch. Well, Chidowobi's in the middle of 4 defenders, so Lacy's going to try and find some space and forces another really good save from Isaac Allen away to his right-hand side, pushes it round the post.
Yeah, it is a good save. Probably thought that they were outnumbered in the middle, so he went on his own.
Yeah, it's a good save.
Yeah, it is.
Enzo Fernandez has given Chelsea the lead at Wembley, 1-0 down there. Going to have a Manchester United change shortly.
That's what I was just about to say about it being a warm day and the amount of football that some of these lads have played. Maybe Adam Lawrence is thinking about a change, and you've just clarified my thoughts.
You're welcome. Fletcher to Fletcher. Cross is lifted to the edge of the box, and Lacy's going to have a go from the edge of the 18-yard area. Just gets underneath it, and it arrows over the crossbar.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Just ever so slightly. Didn't get his knee over the ball. And leaning back a tad.
Made a really good connection with that on the volley, on the edge of the area. And there is the substitution, ready to come on for Manchester United. Jimmy Thwaites is just tying his bootlaces. Sonny Al Joffrey has been called into action. Flag has stayed down for the offside, so Al Joffrey knocks it behind for the corner. Probably won't make the change before the corner is taken. I think that's bad practice, isn't it? Don't make a change for ahead of a set piece.
Definitely not. No.
A defensive set piece.
Well, not unless you're bringing on a giant. Then I could sort of understand it. But it does tend to upset the rhythm and what people's jobs are.
Back post corner. Header from Kindon. And again, he's unable to do anything with it other than put it behind for a goal kick.
Well, it's the first time that any one of their corners has actually worked, and then Kindon just doesn't get a good connection with it.
Change for United is Jack Morehouse to make way, and Jimmy Thwaites is coming onto the field for Adam Lawrence's side. Jimmy Thwaites is another one of those that's had an awful lot of football in the last 7 days or so, from the Friday night FA Youth Cup game against Crystal Palace that went 120 minutes, to the Under-18s Premier League Cup final against Palace that went 120 minutes and penalties. Jimmy Thwaites playing in both of those. Rewarded for the FA Youth Cup win with a place in Manchester United's first team squad down at Chelsea for that really important win for Michael Carrick's side. And now Under-21s action for Jimmy Thwaites, and he's on the ball here. Looks for that switch out to Musa. It's closed down and out of play for a throw-in.
Yeah, he's a player that we both like, isn't he, Jim Thwaites?
Slightly heavy clearance from Dan Armour. It is dealt with by United. Kokonki on the run, finds Musa. Musa calmly back down the line. Fletcher, Kokonki, Tyler Fletcher, out to Lacy. Lacy's got Camerson up with him. Oh, he's still going. Shay Lacy into the area, chops back onto his right foot, and as he does so, it is blocked and is allowed to run out of play.
I'd like to see that again, but I think he actually did this by accident. And then he allows Lightfoot to get back to him.
Obi's picked this up on the edge of the area, gets it wrong with the left foot, scoops at it rather than striking it, and it's lifted over the bar. But again, it's Chido Obi winning the ball high up the field. Lovely movement to get it onto his left foot, and just gets underneath it. Neil and Scott making way.
Number 16, Bailey Hester.
Lewis Campbell and Bailey Hester on to replace them. Double change for Sunderland. They have one outfield player left on the bench. The goalkeeper, interestingly, played in goal for their under-18s against Manchester United at the Eppleton Colliery Welfare Ground yesterday afternoon. That's good running from Lightfoot. It was a head down and sprint, wasn't it? And he managed to get there. Picked out Dinsdale too, and Dinsdale's into the box. Dinsdale pulls it back, edge of the penalty area. Chance may be coming. Harrison Jones doesn't strike it as cleanly as he would have liked, and it is still there to be defended for Manchester United. Toe poked away from Whittaker. Floated in, collected well by Will Murdoch, who wants to get United on the front foot quickly.
I think he does that really well, Will Murdoch. He was in the air a long time for him.
Obi again on the edge of the box, gets the shot in, forces the parried save by Isaac Allen, and it's behind for a corner.
Well, it'd be interesting to see at the end of this game just how many shots United have had on or off target. That was certainly one that was on and needed saving by Isaac Allen, who has been kept busy in the 70 minutes that we've played so far.
Yeah, United have been excellent in this second half. He's had a number of things he's had to get his hands to. He's been more than up to the task so far. Just failed to keep out the one attempt in this second period. Short corner again from Manchester United. Still only one out from Sunderland. This is pulled back to Tyler Fletcher. Back to Shay Lacy. Lacy's back post delivery. Just got a bit too much on it for Sonny Al-Joffrey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get that with Sunderland at all. I mean, we missed a chance with Sonny Al-Joffrey from the header in the previous corner when they only sent one out when there were 2 United players standing there, and they've done exactly the same thing again and allowed another ball to come into the box relatively easily.
Al-Joffrey checks his shoulder, sees Dinsdale approaching, goes back to Murdoch. Oh, Tyler Fletcher just lost his footing at the wrong moment there, and Whittaker's going to have a go and manages to pull one back for Sunderland. And again, it's Manchester United caught out on the edge of the penalty area, and Sunderland have been clinical with the opportunity. United 3, Sunderland 2.
Yeah, did that take a deflection? I mean, either way, I mean, it's still a goal. I think obviously Tyler Fletcher, it would have been, I think it did take a deflection. I just thought he was just going to sweep that with his right foot back out to Sonny Al-Joffrey, which is probably where it should have gone. Well, I think you can see by the spin on the ball and the way Will Murdoch went down that it did take a deflection. But again, United from a very comfortable position with a 2-goal lead have allowed Sunderland back into it, not through any real good play, but just through some mistakes, momentary lapses, yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say, a momentary lapse in concentration, that's all it is. You've just got to hope that it won't matter in the end. Fletcher looks to fire that into the feet of Obi. It takes a big deflection, that's gone out for a corner. Absolutely right. Lacy. Fletcher. Back to Lacy, who's just surveying the penalty area, seeing what he can do with it. Jack Fletcher. Back to Sonny Al-Joffrey. Forward to Tyler Fletcher. Works it through well to Victor Musa. Lovely bit of body movement from Musa to open things up. Looks to pull it back to Jimmy Thwaites in the area. It's deflected behind for a corner.
That was a lovely turn on it with his body movement, but Lienhard went flying, didn't it? You could see what Victor Musa was trying to do.
Do you think that Lienhard is sort of trying to second guess what Victor Musa's going to do?
I think there's an element of that about it, yeah. He thought he was going to be able to nip in and try and steal it from him. Victor Musa had other ideas.
Whip delivery, back post is taken off the head of Sonny Al-Joffrey.
That's a really good header. Harrison Jones. It needed to be, because Sonny Al-Joffrey was lurking. He had to get something on it, and he did, the Sunderland skipper.
Lacy delivers this time, bends under towards the back post. Well, that was a dangerous one. It's been put behind by Sunderland again. I wonder whether that might well have found the target had it not been kept out. Shay Lacy bending the left foot corner in. Oh, it's a brilliant save, isn't it? Goalkeeper just get something to it, Ben?
He did. I think the goalkeeper did get something to it, but I was quite adamant as well that Sonny Al-Joffrey was the last person to touch it. Whether the ball had already gone behind, I'm not too sure. But we've got another corner out of it. It certainly needed saving from the goalkeeper.
Here is the left wing delivery. Camerson. Lacy. Camerson's going to try and get on the overlap. Lacy comes infield, goes in low at the centre spot, the penalty spot. Fletcher fighting hard for it.
Yeah, lovely feet.
Finds his brother. And Tyler Fletcher attacking the penalty area. Good cross from Tyler Fletcher too. It's brilliantly through the middle of the pitch again, right through that corridor of uncertainty. But unfortunately, Chido Obi not able to get there. Changes coming for Manchester United. First of those is Shay Lacy to make way to be replaced by Samuel Lasale. Shay Lacy, who's had an excellent game for Manchester United. And the second change is going to be Jaden Camerson to make way. And Camerson is going to be replaced by Yul Halafu.
I think they both played really well down this right-hand side. Jaden Camerson showing pace and strength and interrupting attacks, winning the ball back, and Shay Lacy just with his brilliant footwork. Obviously he's got a goal as well, and on a different day probably might have had 3 or 4. But really good contribution from the pair.
Out it comes from Sunderland. All the way through to Will Murdoch.
He was looking for a free kick there, wasn't he, Harrison Jones, but there was never one coming.
13 minutes of this game left to go. A game that has been dominated in terms of chances by Manchester United. The scoreline probably not representative of the game that we've watched.
Most definitely not.
But that is what the score is. That just makes these final 15 minutes a little nervier than they needed to be.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anybody that's sitting here watching thinking that Sunderland deserved their 2 goals, and certainly wouldn't deserve a third. But while it is 3-2 and we've seen United gift Sunderland the 2 goals, basically, you just want another goal for United just to make it that bit more secure, because anything can happen, can't it?
Certainly.
When you're only a goal to the good. United have been totally dominant. The number of chances they've created has been excellent.
Throw in taken quickly. Dinsdale finds Leonard, infield to Jones. Murdoch quickly off his line again. Joffrey to Halafu. Fletcher sees it open up and he's going to take up the room that they've left. Finds Lasale. Back to Fletcher. Fletcher in a really good position. Big shot and it's deflected wide. Could have gone absolutely anywhere. Carried wide of the right-hand upright.
Well, he deserved that. He deserved that to go in, Tyler Fletcher, because it's a really strong run through the middle of the park at this late stage in the game as well. And the goalkeeper was beaten all ends up. He must have been a relieved man to see that go the other side, or the right side of the post for him, but the wrong one for us.
Right wing corner then for United, and again it's a short one taken to Jimmy Thwaites. Back it comes to Fletcher. Fletcher's left-footed delivery, another dangerous one, and it's curling towards the back post, and maybe a little nudge in the back of Dan Armour there, but he's unable to get a forehead to it, and it ends up wide.
Well, I'll say it one last time. I don't get Sunderland only, you know, pitting 1 against 2 out here, because United have been able to get the ball into the box with ease every single time, and I don't think Jack Fletcher could have done a lot more there. I thought that was an absolutely sensational cross to the perfect area.
There is a big forearm in the back of Danny Armour as well. Lost out there, Jack Fletcher, and now Sunderland coming forward with Whittaker. Whittaker measures that into the area. Back it comes to Dinsdale. Just enough from Will Murdoch to make life difficult. Then the cross comes in and it's over the top of everybody. Will be picked up by Musa. Back to Kokonki. And a no-nonsense clearance from the Manchester United fullback.
Yeah.
Plucked out of the sky by Obi. Headed on by Thwaites. Was kept aloft for a while there, wasn't it? Head tennis in the middle of the field. Lasale. I'm not sure if you're Archie Lightfoot here, you're delighted that Samuel Lasale's come onto the field. You've already done a load of running and now a proper speedster has entered the fray as a fresh pair of legs. Al Joffrey. Halafu. Back to Al Joffrey. Forward by Kokonki to Jack Fletcher. Tries to guide that through to Victor Musa. Proctor. Intercepted again and brought away this time by Halafu. Halafu has got his head down and he's made up 60 yards here. Musa back towards Halafu. Halafu trying to get there, cleared away by Sunderland. Comes off the corner flag and hasn't gone out of play.
Gone out now.
I reckon the referee's probably grateful as well, because I'm not sure he would have been able to tell you whether it was a corner or a goal kick. Other end of the field, Dinsdale. Cross, poke goalwards. Good save, Will Murdoch.
That's a chance, that. It was a chance. It was rather a tame effort. Will Murdoch in the right place. And this is why we say another goal. Because if he'd have made a better fist of that, Campbell, we could have been looking at 3-3.
Which would be totally against the run.
I completely agree.
Ball into midfield is picked up by Sunderland again. Thwaites makes the challenge. Held up well by Victor Musa, and he wins the free kick too.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Victor Musa. Has had a good game.
Armour to Musa, back to Armour. Down the line to Kokonki. Yeah, he's caught. Godwill Kokonki. It's another clumsy one that's gone in. Yeah, I mean, you got no chance of winning the ball there. Into the channel, Obi closing down. Squared up from Kinden to Leonard. Dinsdale. Another player whose influence has grown in this second half. Alex Leonard. 5 minutes to go, Ben, and Manchester United still leading, but as I say, has the potential to get a little nervier than they would have liked it to.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. When you know that you're only leading by a goal, anything can happen, and it only takes a matter of seconds, so they'll be eager to see this game out, or even try and go for a fourth goal, which would completely kill the game off.
Lasale closing down. Halafu with the intercepting header. Obi has again run his legs off in this game. Can understand why. Might not be chasing things quite as hard as he was in the opening minutes, with 4 minutes of the game left to go. Dinsdale left-hand side. Well intercepted by Tyler Fletcher. Away it goes. And Obi's looking for Musa doesn't find him. Another effort coming here. It's brilliant. Great footwork into the penalty area by Jones. And Jensen Jones eventually is stopped. Came an awfully long way, though.
Well, he did that earlier in the half, didn't he? He's skipped past a couple of players, and it was a brilliant block from Sonny El Joffrey in the end.
That's a lovely run from Yul Halafu. Evaded a couple of challenges there. Really beautiful fashion. Lasale has not kept that in. Thwaites trying to stop the advancement of Proctor. Kakonki going to try and get back tight. Does very well to make the challenge on Bailey Hester.
And correct decision reached as well. Certainly came off a Sunderland shoe last.
Give Manchester United another 30 seconds to tick off the clock. Yeah, Will Murdoch has ordered everybody downfield.
Well, they're not going to score from down there in their own half, but there's every chance that we could. I think the key thing now, with a couple of minutes left plus whatever the referee adds on, is to keep hold of the ball.
Brought down by Sunderland. Dinsdale tucks it inside, lifted into the area by Lightfoot, hit away by Manchester United. Obi again just making life really difficult for Alex Leonard.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Don't think we're going to have as much time added on at the end of the second half as we did at the end of the first, so current reports are that it will be 3 minutes added, which means Manchester United's 21s, 4 minutes to go as they look to progress to the second playoff game at the end of the PL2 season. And Murdoch takes no chances, just pushes that out to Al Joffrey. Al Joffrey's clearance is deflected though and into the path of Dinsdale. It's a good block from Thwaites. Dinsdale spins the pass out to the right. Into the area. Maybe a chance coming here. Loose inside the box, but he's eventually just going to be hammered away by Manchester United, and Lasale is going to do his level best to chase this one down and forces the throw in.
Yeah, that'll do. It's exactly at the end of the field that you want it.
Good work from Samuel Lasale. Good clearance as well.
The fourth officials indicated there'll be a minimum of 3 minutes added time at the end of the match.
I'd all be sure, yeah.
3 minutes added on time.
Spotted by the assistant. It's a good decision and an opportunity for a free kick into the penalty area or to carry the ball to the corner.
I think I would be tempted to go short. There's nobody in the area anyway.
Even if Jimmy Thwaites wanted to put a ball into the box, he hasn't got an awful lot to aim at.
No.
Fletcher to Thwaites, back to Fletcher. Tyler Fletcher returns it to Dan Armour, first time to Al Joffrey. Well, Joffrey's going to go back to Murdoch, but it was slightly wide of him, forces the goalkeeper into a bit of a scrambling clearance.
My heart was in my mouth then a little bit.
Jimmy Thwaites loses his footing and it opens up for Harrison Jones. Harrison Jones into the area. Danny Armour trying to get there. Referee is going to blow for the free kick Manchester United's way. I was just concerned that it may have come off the hand of Danny Armour as he goes down here, but just as he goes down to ground, I wondered whether that had come off his elbow, but it hasn't. It's a pull of the shirt that goes in the end from Tom Proctor on Godwill Kokonki.
And he wasn't happy, was he, the Sunderland substitute? Venting his frustrations at the official over the far side.
Minute and a quarter to go for Manchester United's under-21s. First of the playoff games, post-season PL2. And into the final minute, as United look to progress to playoff game number 2. Brought away by Leonard. Slotted into the gap for Hester. Hester gets this square to Whittaker. Thumped away. Manchester United with everybody. Barchido Obi back behind the ball. Out wide, left-hand side, Dinsdale. Halafu steps in and makes the challenge. And then Chido Obi is fouled. And that's clever from the young Dane.
He's going to book him.
And that will be more for the lip than the challenge.
100%.
Ben Kindon goes in the book for dissent. Yeah, hard to argue with it, really. That should be just about it, Ben.
Yeah.
Been a good performance from these under-21s.
It's been an entertaining game. And we've had 3 really good goals, and we've had chances, we've had saves. It's a good win.
Yeah, Manchester United get through the first PL2 playoff game with a 3-2 win over Sunderland. Chido Obi, Jack Fletcher and Shay Lacy scoring the goals for Manchester United. Good finishes, all of them. Lacy's twisting effort in the second half, proving to be the winner between these two sides. Brilliant work from Adam Lawrence's team. They've through the first playoff game and into the second. Full time at the Progress with Unity Stadium. Manchester United 3, Sunderland 2. Excellent work from Manchester United, and the scoreline, Ben, not really reflective of the game that we watched.
No, I think when you think of the number of good saves, really good saves that Isaac Allen in the Sunderland goal pulled off, it could have been a far more handsome scoreline, and that will be something that Adam Lawrence will probably be saying to them in the dressing room, that you've won the game, but by how many could you have won if you were just that little bit more clinical? But listen, this is what playoffs are all about. It's about winning the match. And they've done that, and they'll progress through, and nobody will want to face Manchester United in the next phase, I can assure you.
No, just a difficult side to break down at the best of times, this under-21s team, and when they play attackingly with the flair that they did today, it becomes even more difficult to beat them. Here's how the game progressed. This was the opening goal. And good work from Morehouse and a good finish from Chido Obi.
Yeah, great run with the ball, such a strong runner with the ball, and Chido Obi, just when we both probably thought that opportunity had gone because he may have pushed himself too wide, how wrong we were. He just had a little glance up and he put it straight in the bottom corner. It was a top-class finish that. He made it look very easy.
Really well done, and well done too to Jack Morehouse for picking out the pass. This was the second one, and again it's Morehouse that manages to burst through midfield, and after a couple of attempts Manchester United managed to find the back of the net.
Yeah, he's a really, really strong runner of the ball, Morehouse, and more often than not there's something at the end of it, and he had options either side. He chose Shay Lacy, just that one touch got away from him, then Morehouse himself with a follow-up, credit on the line for keeping it out, and then Jack Fletcher, as the ball came out to him, I don't know how he managed to find the space with all those blue shirts, but he did, and 2-0.
Well, this was the goal back for Sunderland, the first of the 2 that they managed to grab back. Error on the edge of the penalty area, another small mistake here, and a good finish from Felix Scott.
Yeah, just chose the wrong option, Dan Armour. It's as simple as that. You see Will Murdoch at the top of your screen there making the angle for him. He tries to play it into Jack Fletcher's feet. It gets intercepted. Will Murdoch's out of position, and he just rolls it into virtually an unguarded net.
Manchester United did manage to restore the 2-goal advantage, and this is a lovely run and goal from Shay Lacy, and he just cuts back here. Brilliant finish.
Well, he was a thorn in the side all afternoon, Shay Lacy. Didn't know which way he was going, and once he starts building up a head of steam, it's even more difficult, and he just has that little burst of acceleration to get him away from Kindon, and then a reverse strike straight into the bottom corner. Nothing that Alan could do about it. Great goal.
And again, Manchester United probably will feel that it was their mistake that led to Sunderland's second. A big deflection too to carry it past a stranded Will Murdoch.
Yeah, Tyler Fletcher, who again had a really, really good game. He just chose the wrong option. As the ball came into him, he tried with the outside of his foot. It should have gone out to the touchline to Sonny El Joffrey.
Well, the footballing gods smiling on Manchester United, because neither of the mistakes that United made actually came to cause them any problems at all, and United progressed through to the next round of the post-season playoffs in Premier League 2. Full time at the Progress with Unity Stadium. United have beaten Sunderland by 3-2.
So United looking to maintain the winning habit, 4th consecutive Premiership victory